Hi friends, it's Jamie, and today's video is about all the really scary, terrifying news that's focused on the trans community right now. The reality is a lot of this news can negatively impact our well-being and can lead us to feel powerless with all the immense challenges we're facing. And this video is going to address that, but then also help you take steps into your own power and help you make true changes in your life that positively impacting you, which also positively impacts our community and the people surrounding our community. Before we jump into this video, as always, I do want to remind you, if you are going through a gender transition, a life transition, if you're struggling or having challenges, I invite you to come and work with me. I don't always love doing YouTube videos and talking into a camera. I want to talk to you specifically. I want to get to know your unique story, your unique struggles, and help you come up with your own unique path to navigate through this and help you feel confident, authentic, and have that true sense of belonging that I believe you truly deserve. So if you're interested and want to learn more about what I do or want to start off those conversations with me, you can sign up for a free 30-minute connection call right below. So the other day I was cruising online through different social media sites, through different online trans communities, and in the trans world, I feel like this is really great, right? Because we have so many trans people and allies that are covering all the important information out there that impacts our trans people's lives, our lives, right? The problem is that most of these topics are really negative. For example, we have limiting care to gender affirming care. We have the ban on drag queens. We have the don't say gay bill. It seems like every single day there's a new attack on the trans community. And the challenge is that this terrible news paints a really scary picture of what it means to be trans, and it can be really scary to navigate the world right now as a trans person. But I want you to know that this news can influence on how we paint our complete reality. And let me get into that a little bit more. Based on psychological science, I want you all to recognize that our reality is not reality at all. We perceive reality, and our perception of reality can be influenced through the media consumption that we consume, the conversations we have online, the conversations we have with people. All of that can influence our perception of reality. So the reality is you're not seeing reality as it truly is. It is just a perception. And I feel this is really important because that means, in reality, since our view of reality is perception, we can change our perceptions, which gives us a lot of power. Now you might be saying, geez, Jamie, this isn't true. Or, yeah, why would I want to do that? We live in a really scary time. Absolutely, I think that's true, right? Or, it's not reasonable for me to wake up tomorrow and start seeing the world as unicorns and rainbows and everything is perfect. All of those are absolutely true, yes. If you want, you can absolutely live the reality, the perception of reality that you have right now, if you feel that's serving of you. I don't want to force anyone to make any decisions in their life that they don't want to make. So if you want to live in the perception of reality you're in, great. But if you do want to change slowly, make conscious effort to change the perception that you see reality and help you feel more confident, help you feel more authentic, help you have a better sense of belonging, help you feel maybe even a little bit safer in the world that we live in, I invite you to stay tuned because we are going to do a little practice that will be supportive of you in helping you make slow, conscious changes to change your perception of reality, improving your well-being. So let's start right now. what I'm going to teach you instead is 2 practical steps that will help you get on this path of changing your perception if it's something that you want to do. Now, the first step is building awareness of your perceptions. You are not your perceptions. You're the one who observes your perceptions, right? Kind of a cool concept. So, what we have is we have our thoughts, we have our beliefs, we have our actions. This is how we navigate through the world. But these are looped together, usually, and driven by emotion, right? Driven by our fear. Driven by anger. Driven by disgust. So sometimes we just live within fear, and our fear influences our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions. We live in our anger, and they influence our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. We live in disgust, and they impact our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And we might be living in fear. We might be living in anger. We might be living in disgust, and we might not even realize it. So the first thing we want to do is be able to separate ourselves from our fear, from our anger, from our disgust. And recognizing that those are just feelings that we're having. They're just signals. Now, that's step number 1. Building awareness of when we have this. Now, how do you do that? It's really easy. All you have to do is create proactive times to check in with yourself and just notice, non-judgmentally. And notice, today, I'm feeling scared, right? Okay. What about that? Be curious. What has made you feel scared today? Was it a look that someone gave you? Was it a social media post? Was it the constant influence of social media, right? Or the doom scrolling, right? Or maybe fear, anger, disgust. And just be curious. Build awareness. Okay, I'm feeling fear. I notice fear. I'm not going to judge fear. I just feel fear. What can I do, right? What allowed that fear to come up? So the first one is just, again, build awareness, right? Build awareness of your emotional drivers that are influencing your thoughts, beliefs, and your actions, okay? That's step number 1. Step number 2 is take action. And again, it doesn't have to be big changes in your life. It's small. And when you take action, it can be a really small thing. So maybe you learn objectively what's the emotional driver, what's causing the emotional driver. And then we can make slight changes in our life. So for example, if we notice we're feeling fear when we consume social media, we can start building boundaries around social media and creating limits to it, right? So let's just say it's social media. And I noticed this for myself, right? I'm speaking out of this of not just working with so many people, but also myself, right? In reality, I notice when I spend more time on social media, I feel more angry, I feel more fearful, I feel more disgust because I get caught up in the doom scrolling. So, what can I do? I can separate myself from the social media. So maybe instead of consuming it 4 hours a day, you're going to have very deliberate action to maybe consume it only 1 hour a day. And then maybe, right, it's hard too because algorithms pick what we want to see and so forth, right? Those algorithms, they suck. But maybe we try to consume the content that we want to desire, right? So maybe instead of seeing negative trans news, we look at more positive trans news. Look at Michigan, look at Minnesota, who are passing great gender-affirming care bills and trans right bills, right? Or maybe you look at other interests as well, right? Maybe you look up food or different things like that. So really, there are 2 easy places to start with, right? The first is build awareness, Recognize that your thoughts, beliefs, and actions have emotional drivers, which are fear, anger, disgust, or so forth. Maybe it's love. I don't know, right? But just recognizing what are your emotional drivers, asking yourself what creates those emotional drivers. Once you recognize what those emotional drivers are, then limit those aspects, create emotional boundaries. And that will be the first step to help you gain more power in helping you change your perception, which will help you live healthier, happier, and more well. Again, if you want to sign up with me, register below. Love to get to know you, who you are as a person, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.